This episode will cover turbine engines. Define the term thermal efficiency in regards to aircraft engines. It is the ratio of net work produced by the engine to the chemical energy supplied in the form of fuel. What are the major components of a typical gas turbine engine? A typical gas turbine engine consists of an air inlet, compression section, combustion section, turbine section, exhaust section, and accessory section. What are the two principal types of compressors used in turbojet aircraft? The two most common compressors in use today are the centrifugal flow and axial flow types. What are the four combustion chamber systems? They are the can-annular, annular, and reverse flow annular types. What is the purpose of the interconnector tubes between can-type combustion chambers? To spread the flame to the combustion chambers that are not equipped with igniter plugs during engine starting. What prevents the burning of the linear walls in can-type combustion chambers? Louvres are provided along the axial length of the liners to direct a cooling layer of air along the inside of the liner. What type of damage may be found when inspecting compressor blades? Dents, scratches, gouges, galing, burns, burrs, pitting, and cracks. What is the location and function of the diffuser section in a turbine engine? The diffuser is the divergent section of the engine, located between the compressor section and the burner cans. Its function is to change the high-velocity compressor discharge air to static pressure. Where are stress rupture cracks most likely to occur on turbine blades? They usually appear as small hairline cracks on or across the leading or trailing edge of the blades. The cracks appear at right angles from the edge length. How are compressor blades attached to a disc-type rotor? The compressor blades are fitted into the disc by either bulb-type, fir tree, or dovetail-type roots. The blades are locked by means of screw, peening, locking wires, pins, or keys. What is the purpose of the nozzle diaphragm, or turbine nozzle? The turbine nozzle prepares the combustion mass airflow to drive the turbine rotor. First, they change a portion of the heat and pressure energy to velocity energy. The fixed vanes are shaped and set at such an angle that they form several small nozzles that discharge the gases at extremely high speeds. The second purpose of the turbine nozzle is to deflect the gases, so they strike the turbine at the most efficient angle for maximum turbine rotation. What is the major difference between turboprop and turbojet engines? A turboprop engine usually has more turbine stages than the turbojet engine. In addition to operation, the compressor and accessories, the turboprop turbine must also drive a propeller. What is a turbofan engine? A turbofan engine is in principle the same as a turboprop, except that the propeller is replaced by a duct-enclosed axial flow fan. What is the starting sequence for a turbine engine? Rotate compressor with starter. Turn the ignition on and open the engine fuel valve. What are the 4 types of turbine engines? Turbofan, turboshaft, turbojet, turboprop. What is the effect of air density on the thrust of a turbine engine? Air density determines the mass of air that is used by a jet engine. The factors that affect density are the temperature and pressure of the air. If density increases, thrust increases, and vice versa. An increase in air temperature entering an engine will cause a decrease in air density and thrust, and an increase in air pressure entering the engine will cause an increase in air density and thrust. With a given throttle setting, engine thrust will vary if the temperature or pressure of the air entering the engine changes. What are the 2 most common types of thrust reversers? They are mechanical blockage type and aerodynamic blockage type. What is a split compressor system in a turbine engine? The split compressor system requires 2 concentric shafts joining the turbine stages to their respective compressors. What is one method of relieving thermal stress on a turbine disc? One method is to direct cooling bleed air back onto the surface of the disc. Another method is by using notches or grooves cut into the rim of the disc. What may be the indications of a turbojet engine that is out of trim? The engine has high exhaust gas temperatures for takeoff. What does it mean when you have high exhaust gas temperature, high fuel flow, and low thrust or power? Pending engine failure or low compression. What is a free turbine? A turbine wheel that, rather than driving the compressor rotor, drives a propeller or helicopter transmission. What is the main purpose of thrust reversers? For slowing the aircraft down to effective braking speeds. What are the advantages of turbofan engines over turbojet engines? A turbofan engine uses a fan to bypass some air around the engine core and to provide thrust. The advantage is that this provides additional thrust without increasing fuel flow. What methods are commonly used to accomplish turbine engine compressor field cleaning? Fluid wash and abrasive grit blast. What would the possible cause be for a turbojet or turbofan engine having high exhaust gas temperature, low RPM, and high fuel at all engine pressure ratio settings? Possible turbine damage or loss of turbine efficiency. What factors affect the amount of air going into a gas turbine engine? Throttle, operating speed, fuel burn, into speed, airspeed of aircraft. What is thermoshock in an APU? When the inlet door does not open fast enough. What kind of turbine engine is an APU? A small gas turbine engine made to transfer horsepower to a shaft. In a turbine engine combustion chamber, if the excess fuel drain valve is blocked, what will happen? Fire. What are turbofan blades made of? Hollowed titanium and composites. What are the two types of turbine engine failures? Thermal and mechanical. What is the number one indication of performance of a turbine engine? Thermal efficiency. Why should turbine blades be reinstalled in the same location they were removed? To reduce vibrations.